Dry corn in the field leads to an increase in shatter loss. We'll talk about how to deal with that problem in today's Iron Talk. With shatter loss during corn harvesting, there are a couple of obvious points to make. First, harvesting at 20 to 24% moisture reduces harvest loss tremendously. In an ideal world, that's when we'd harvest everything because you maximize yield and minimize problems at the same time. Secondly, every kernel that doesn't make it into a combine is a potential volunteer corn plant in your field for next growing season. The weed competition costs you yield. The weeds themselves, volunteer corn, cost you money to control. Now, if you're continually running into problems with grain getting too dry in the field before harvest, there are different fixes available for nearly every kind of harvesting machine. The first step would be to speak with your equipment dealer for upgrades or modifications you can make to your specific brand of harvesting equipment. Secondly, there are aftermarket fixes, advertising up to an 80% reduction in shatter loss at the header. If you don't think you can afford to fix things, just stop and consider the economic loss that you're seeing in the field right now. 2 kernels of corn per square foot equates to about 1 bushel of yield loss. If you're losing 3 bushels per acre on 1,000 acres, that's a $10,000 loss. And this doesn't even include the expense of a volunteer corn herbicide to control the problem next season. If you'd like to figure out for your farm exactly how much loss you've got, just get a 1-foot square and use the Ag PhD Harvest Loss Calculator. Just type in how many kernels of corn you're counting in that 1 square foot, put in your price of grain in your area, and it'll tell you how much loss you're seeing per acre. Shatter loss is a serious problem in corn, especially if your corn gets too dry this fall. Do some harvest loss counts on your farm and look into the fixes to put this lost income back into your pocket. That's all the time for today's Iron Talk, but now back to the show.